In the last episode, we saw that the guy who was with the delinquent betrayed him. He suddenly attacked them and started killing them. When he kills one person, it angers another guy, who moves forward to attack him. But the guy takes out his knife and kills him as well. Seeing this, the remaining delinquents get enraged and use their swords to attack the guy. This breaks the guy's sword, and the delinquents feel they've won against him. But then, the guy unleashes his power and takes a fallen delinquent's sword as his weapon. Using that weapon, he attacks and kills the two delinquents. After dealing with them, he goes after the remaining goons, who, terrified, start running away. The guy, moving quickly, catches up to them, and they are shocked upon seeing his face, exclaiming, "It's you." In the next scene, we see Haruka with Myril as she takes him to Omoi. Haruka protests, saying he doesn't want to go, but Myril insists and takes him home with her. Seeing such a grand house, Haruka is amazed, saying, "So, this is the Lord's house." He finds a picture and guesses it's the Lord and his wife, happily together. Just as Haruka decides to leave, Myril appears and says, "Where are you going? I told you I was changing, so wait for me." Haruka replies that he thought he'd wait outside, but Myril accuses him of trying to escape. Haruka denies this, and Myril pleads with him to stay, promising proper reward. Haruka reluctantly agrees to stay. In the following scene, Myril first serves Haruka some very tasty food. She tells him she invited him to thank him for saving her from the goons. Haruka enjoys the food, seemingly ignoring her words. Myril, slightly hurt, asks him to listen to her. Finally, she gives Haruka a reward of money and an ID that will allow him to come and go freely from the town, hoping he'll remember the town's name. Haruka, still focused on the food, hardly pays attention, which saddens Myril. She remarks that she made a lot of effort to look nice for him. The next day, other girls ask Haruka where he was. He tells them he was invited to the Lord's house, not running away from the town. They wonder why he was invited, but Haruka dodges the question. Ignoring him, the girls leave for their quest, with the class rep reminding him not to run away. After they leave, Haruka feels overjoyed. Putting on his cloak, he declares no one can stop him from leaving the town now that he has the ID. As he heads out, he decides to buy some supplies and food with the money he received. He leaves a note for the class rep, saying he's going to check on the goons. Haruka then heads out of town, showing his ID to the guard, who lets him pass. Once outside, Haruka feels relieved as he approaches the forest and even finds a river. He encounters goblins and kobolds, remarking how the forest brings back memories and feels happy to be back. While wandering, he suddenly spots bloodstains and wonders if it could be the nurse's blood but dismisses the thought. He thinks it might belong to the goons, especially since he hasn't seen them in a while. Moving forward, he finds more blood and decides to follow the trail of footprints, reflecting that the goons were fools to take on the delinquents alone. Haruka finally reaches a spot where he finds the goons badly injured, believing them dead until one of them moves. He throws potions on them, reviving them. One of them asks if Haruka is okay, to which Haruka tells him to worry about himself. The goon laughs, admitting they may have messed up this time. Haruka reassures him that the girls are safe in town. Thanking them, he calls them the best goons in the class. Haruka brings them to his house, where they reveal that all the delinquents were killed, but they don't know if the nurse survived. They inform Haruka that their opponent was exceptionally powerful, mathematical genius who stole all their weapons, hinting he had planned everything from the beginning. They suspect his next target is the class rep, as she possesses the hijack skill, a rare ability allowing the user to kill someone and take their skills. Haruka explains that only he and the nurse knew about this skill. Haruka is listening as they tell him, if we fight him together, we might be able to win. Hearing this, Haruka thinks, I don't really want to evolve in this fight, I just want to live peacefully and alone. But I can't abandon these people. Haruka says, alright, I'll help you, which makes everyone happy, and they say, let's go fight him, then. But Haruka interrupts, saying, no, I'll fight him alone. Everyone is shocked, telling him, you can't fight him alone, he's way too powerful. Then Haruka gives them a serious look, and they realize he's determined to fight alone. They say, fine, if that's what you want. You have a plan, right? Haruka replies, yes, I'll handle it, but your job is to go back to the town and apologize to the class rep for being reckless. This shocks everyone again, and they ask, but why? Haruka just tells them to go quietly. They agree reluctantly, saying, alright, Haruka, we trust you, we'll leave everything in your hands, and they all leave. Haruka thinks to himself, if the others stay safe, that's good, because if we all die, no one will be left to protect the girls. He decides, fighting that guy is my job alone. I'll use whatever time I have left to level up a bit. In the next scene, the class rep is shown looking for Haruka since he's nowhere to be found. Some girls try to reassure her, saying, "Don't worry, Haruka will return soon. He even left a note, so we'll just wait for him." Meanwhile, Haruka has figured out from the rumors that the enemy girl possesses an overpowered weapon skill. He thinks, weapon skills are powerful, but once you start using them, you leave yourself open because you can't cancel them. He realizes he'll need to develop a new skill to exploit this weakness. Just then, he smells blood and notices goblins approaching him. Seeing their level is unis, he understands they're fairly high-level monsters. He attacks them and defeats them, but he doesn't level up. He thinks, I wish a slightly stronger monster would show up. Suddenly, Goblin King appears, which Haruka considers perfect timing. The Goblin King attacks, but Haruka dodges and thinks, good thing I combined my skills, otherwise, I would have been hit directly. This Goblin King has powerful weapon skills, I'll have to fight back. As the Goblin King attacks, Haruka uses his staff and says, this is a perfect opponent to test my new magic. He combines multiple skills to create a new one, and with this, he defeats the Goblin King in one move. He's impressed, realizing his new magic works. Haruka reflects, even though my skills aren't great, if I combine them, they become really powerful. I've been doing this since the start. Suddenly, level 50 Goblin Emperor appears behind him. Haruka, whose level is only No, is frightened. He understands that he can't win in a one-on-one fight, but he thinks, maybe I should try my new skill. Haruka realizes he can learn any skill he creates, so he uses it to attack the monster rapidly, knocking it down. As he turns to check if it's finished, he sees the monster has stood up but is now staggering. The monster attacks Haruka fiercely, slightly injuring him. Haruka thinks, this monster is fast. He keeps dodging and realizes the monster is also using a weapon skill. Haruka attacks as soon as he sees an opening, hitting the monster hard and reducing its health, but it begins healing itself, becoming even more powerful. Haruka says, looks like I'll have to use my new skill again. Just then, the monster attacks from a distance, and Haruka is knocked back into a tree, getting slightly injured. He admits, this monster is tough, but I won't give up. Those jokers were in worse shape but didn't cry, so why should I? Haruka stands up to fight again, and they clash until morning. By dawn, Haruka has defeated the monster and reached level 11. He's thrilled with his level up and heads home, where he notices he's gained the skills he needed. He realizes his jack of all trades skill is finally useful. He's unsure if he's as powerful as the guy he'll face, but he's glad he's gained the skills he needed. His new skill uses the opening that weapon skills leave, allowing Haruka to strike in an instant. Motivating himself, he says, I can defeat her overpowered skills. In the next scene, the enemy boy approaches Haruka. Seeing him, Haruka says, I knew you'd come, Tanka. Tanka reveals his face, confirming he's the one. A flashback shows Tanka tempting the delinquents, telling them they could do anything with skills. In the next scene, the girls who were leveling up worry about Haruka, who has been missing for 2 days. Just then, they see the jokers, and some girls get scared, thinking they're about to be attacked. But then they realize they're from their class. The class rep asks them what happened, and they assure her they're fine. She then asks, if you're here, does that mean Haruka is too? They reveal that Haruka is fighting alone in the forest, shocking everyone. Back in the forest, Haruka faces Tanka, saying, it's been a long time, welcome to my little home. Tanka mocks him, I thought those hafted jokers would take me to the class rep, not some weird place like this. Haruka apologizes for the strange setting, and Tanka says, it's so frustrating, those fools tricked me. I worked hard to manipulate the delinquents and control them, and it's all gone to waste. Haruka, now angry, says, so you planned everything from the beginning? Tanka admits he did, using the delinquents to separate the class. Haruka, furious, asks, what happened to the others? Where are they? Tanka replies dismissively, I don't think you need to ask, I've already killed them. Haruka is shocked. Tanka says, enough talk. I'm going to the class rep to take her hijack skill. You have the worst skills, so I don't want to waste time on a loser like you. As Tanka starts to leave, Haruka points his staff at him and says, stop right there. Annoyed, Tanka mocks, what will you do with that worthless staff? Haruka replies, I won't let you harm the class rep. Tanka taunts him, saying, why do you care? You are a loner. What difference does it make to you? Haruka responds, even a loner has people they want to protect. I won't let you touch the class rep. Enraged, Tanka says, if that's the case, then prepare to die. And this is where the episode ends. In the next episode, we'll see an epic fight between Tanka and Haruka. If you want to watch this fight, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so you'll know as soon as the next episode is out. Don't forget to like this video. That's it for today. See you in the next episode. Bye bye, and peace out.